NTA International News. Africa as it is.
And now from Liberia, former international football star George Weah has been sworn in as president. Details with Obiageli Ugoke.
Tens of thousands of Liberians have witnessed the swearing in of George Weah as the new president of Liberia at a packed stadium on the outskirts of Monrovia. The former international football legend George Weah replaces Africa's first elected female head of state, Ellen Sirleaf Johnson. It is Liberia's first transition between democratically elected leaders since 1944. Also present are heads of states and several football celebrities. Weah has promised to eradicate corruption in the country of 4 million people, as well as boosting the weak economy. He entered politics after retiring from football in 2002 and ran for presidency in 2005, losing to Sirleaf. The last peaceful transfer of power between two democratically elected presidents took place in Liberia in 1944 when President Edwin Barclay was replaced by William Tubman. Liberia is highly dependent on exports of iron ore and rubber, which have recently plunged in prices. The country is also trying to overcome the effects of Ebola outbreak, which left more than 4,000 people dead. Liberia is one of the countries in the world with 80% of the population living on less than $1.25 per day. Obiageli Ugoke, NTA News.
And now joining me to discuss the inauguration of President George Weah is the Minister, Counselor for Press and Public Affairs, Embassy of the Republic of Liberia, Nat Bayjay. Mr. Bayjay, you're welcome to NTA International News.
Thank you very much.
Now, George Weah's presidency, what is the implication for Africa?
Senator Ambassador George Weah comes to the rim of power in Liberia, which signifies change for Africa. It signifies hope for the continent of Africa. You may be aware that Africa's population is dominated with, in fact, over 60% of Africa's population are young people. And this historic event that occurred a few hours ago is not only a transition from one democratically elected government to another, but it is also a transition from one leadership, or from one generation rather, to another generation, in any case, a younger generation.
Okay. What has been the overview of his policy thrust for Liberians? Well,
Ambassador Weah comes to the Liberian presidency right on 4 pillars called the change agenda. He has named them as the power to the people, economic and jobs opportunity, peace and security and governance, which is awesome as one, as a third pillar, and the fourth one being transparency. Power to the people, meaning where, in the sense that the masses, the vast majority of Liberian people, as you saw, or if you followed a few hours ago, that was the first time that an inaugural event of this nature was held at a sports complex, which was meant to also give the opportunity to thousands of people. Okay. And the SKD Stadium hosts up to 35,000 to 40,000 persons, and that was one of the largest capacity that you saw today. So significant of this was to prove that he is determined to give power to the people, to cut down on corruption, and to minimize it. And as he said in his own word, that he's going to be that change that he has promised to be.
Okay. Just briefly before I let you go, how would his presidency improve the diplomatic ties between Nigeria and Liberia?
George Weah's presidency will greatly help to improve the already strengthened Liberia-Nigeria relations to a greater extent. Evidence from the arrival and presence of a high-powered delegation from the federal government here. You may recall that George Weah himself has been the head of the ECOWAS parliamentarian delegation here. But more to that, like he said in his speech, that he's going to go all out to help to improve Liberia's foreign relations regionally and globally. So we are hoping that this new dispensation will see an enhanced and improved diplomatic relations between our 2 countries, Liberia and Nigeria.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bayjay. It's been wonderful talking to you. Thanks for coming to NTA International News.
You're welcome.
I've been talking with Lat Bayjay. He is the Minister Counselor for Press and Public Affairs, Embassy of the Republic of Liberia. Now let's join Obiageli Ugoke for more news trending across the globe.
NTA International News. Africa as it is.